there anything tangible that you've seen in terms of the need for spiritual nourishment that either you've observed on the part of your flock, people who are part of your the Orthodox Church in Chicago, or even as you look at yourself and you see needs for spiritual nourishment?
Yeah, I think, of course, with the lockdowns that began in March and continued for many months until part of the summer, I mean, our churches in our metropolis felt the need to be responsible citizens, responsible neighbors for each other. So, we participated in the closures. I mean, it was unfortunate that the state couldn't understand how essential church is and faith is. And so early on, we were not considered essential workers. We were not considered essential operations. Later on, they realized that faith indeed matters. And for people's mental health, their spiritual well-being, emotional, but also just the philanthropic work that churches do. I mean, you shut them down, you now have not only people not going to church, but you also have people who aren't being fed, clothed, cared for. We were happy that eventually things opened up. But I will say that our people needed the church and still need the church. I would say not faith, religious traditions, houses of worship. I think were inappropriately. I don't want to say targeted, but they felt extreme pressure by elected officials. I mean, there was no concern about what their orders do to houses of worship and communities of faith. I mean, we've got to remain responsible co-citizens. We are each other's keepers. And I don't feel that it's appropriate for my churches to open up and say, no limit, come as you want, and not have any measures in place. And that I think is the other extreme of over restrictions and no restrictions at all. So we have to do the right thing, restrict our own wants so that we can meet each other's needs, I would say.